Today we're delving deep into a powerful concept, accountability. It's not just a buzzword. It's the cornerstone of shaping your narrative, navigating choices, and crafting the tapestry of your reality and even those around you. Accountability isn't a lecture. It's about saying, yep, I did that, and here's how I'm going to steer the ship back on course. Here's how I'm going to correct that action. Here's what I'm going to do about what I did or didn't do. So let's unpack the real talk here though. Why does accountability sometimes feel like a tricky puzzle? It's about acknowledging imperfections, embracing change, and exposing a bit of vulnerability. Uncomfortable? Absolutely. Worth it? Without a doubt. Accountability is always worth it, even when it feels extremely difficult, extremely hard, and extremely uncomfortable. Being accountable for your actions, being accountable for what you say, what you do, or what you don't do is always worth it. Here's the kicker though. It shouldn't be a burden. Accountability, being accountable, should not be a burden. It's your journey toward becoming a better, more resilient, and more successful version of yourself. Accountability isn't and shouldn't be a solo performance. It's about creating a community where everyone owns their part, learns from it, and collectively builds something remarkable for themselves, which in return means a better community, a better society. So you can only be accountable for your actions, but if we as a society and we as a community all begin to be more accountable, our entire society is going to improve and be better. But it starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with individuals doing their part and becoming accountable for their own part. It's not just a personal growth journey. It's about fostering a society that thrives on responsibility. But again, it starts with individuals. It starts with you. It starts with me. But ultimately, the goal is to have a community of responsible, accountable individuals, right? The struggle, it's not about the blame game. It's a dance with societal pressures, the fear of judgment, and the stigma attached to making mistakes. We feel like we have to be perfect in this world, and it's only gotten worse, in recent times. But we all know no one's perfect, but yet we still strive and feel like we have to be perfect. And to some degree, there's nothing wrong with pursuing perfection. But there is something wrong with pursuing perfection when it makes us not accountable, not responsible for the mistakes that we make because we're not perfect. So that's the trick. There's nothing wrong with pursuing perfection as long as you can realize that you're not perfect and be accountable and responsible for the actions that you take or don't take. Okay? So embrace accountability and demand getting uncomfortable, because discomfort is where the real growth blossoms in those uneasy moments. Those uneasy, uncomfortable moments of being accountable, being responsible, is where our massive growth happens. So let's explore the journey. It's not a destination, but a dynamic process. Set realistic goals, break them down into manageable steps, and celebrate every stride. That's the accountable journey. You don't have to flip a script and just be perfect at being accountable and being responsible overnight. Take small steps. Make small steps, but plan those steps out so it's easier for you to actually take those steps and become more accountable and become more responsible. The magic happens when individual improvement radiates into collective growth. And as you step up, those around you will too, creating a ripple effect that transforms not just individuals like me and you, but entire communities, entire societies will become more accountable and responsible over time. Our actions matter. When we collectively commit to accountability, we shape a community that's responsible, empathetic, and resilient. Sometimes being accountable means we are the only one being accountable. We're the only one being responsible. And that's all you can control. So if you're in a situation where you know that you're not the only one doing wrong, you know that you're not the only one taking action or not taking a certain action, it doesn't matter. All you can do is be responsible and accountable for what you do, and hope that that other person sees that and becomes more accountable and more responsible for their actions in the future. Okay? You can't control that person. You can't control that situation. An important thing to remember about accountability, though, is that here's the golden nugget, okay? Focus on what you can control. Life is going to toss you curveballs, but your response, your choices, and your commitment to growth are entirely within your grasp. It's not about having control over everything. It's about mastering your reactions and steering the ship in the direction of progress. Own your part. Own your responsibility. Own your accountability for your actions, whether it's actions you're taking or actions you're not taking. Celebrate the wins and learn from challenges. That's where the power lies. So you can't control others. You can't control what others do or don't do, what they're accountable for, what they're not accountable for. You can only control what you are accountable for, and that's all you need to focus on, period. Being accountable is honestly a superpower. Why? Because it's your secret weapon in the journey of self-mastery. Imagine having the ability to own your actions, learn from your missteps, and shape your own destiny however you want it to be. That's the power of accountability. A force that transforms challenges into stepping stones and setbacks into comebacks. It's not just a skill. It's your unique advantage in the pursuit of a legendary life. Embrace it and watch how this superpower propels you to heights you never thought possible. Own your story, learn from the canvas of experiences, and let accountability be the masterpiece that shapes your journey. Remember, it's not just a choice, it's your compass to a purposeful, resilient, and extraordinary existence. Embrace it and watch the transformation unfold.